This is Autoline Daily, the show dedicated to enthusiasts of the global automotive industry. Well, it never seems like there's a dull moment with Elon Musk. It turns out that Mark Zuckerberg isn't the only person he wants to get into the ring with. Musk launched an attack against Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, calling him a dictator and accused him of election fraud. In the country's recent election, Maduro was declared the winner with 51% of the vote, which many people do not believe is legitimate. So Maduro challenged Musk to a fight, and Musk says he's down. He posted on X that, quote, "If I win, he resigns as dictator of Venezuela, and if he wins, I give him a free ride to Mars." One thing about Elon, he sure knows how to make headlines. Legacy automakers are still struggling with software, and that includes Volvo, so it decided to buy out a software company called Haley Tech. It's actually a joint venture Volvo formed in 2021 with the mobility technology company eCarX to develop Android-based software for vehicles. Volvo had 60% of the JV, but now it's taking full control and will operate the unit as a standalone company. Volvo says the acquisition will strengthen its technological capability for current cars and that it's quote-unquote crucial for its future products. And sticking with problems in software land, Stellantis is delaying the launch of its new low-cost EV in Europe because of problems with, you guessed it, software. Stellantis is counting on the Citroen EC3 to compete with low-cost Chinese EVs in Europe, but Bloomberg reports that the €23,000 electric is months behind schedule. Stellantis says it has 30,000 pre-orders for the model and will start delivering it after its summer break. By the way, the EC3 likely uses the same platform as the $25,000 Jeep that's been promised. And Stellantis is also having issues ramping up production of the Peugeot E3008 electric because of problems with the vehicle's powertrain. Ford is coming out with a performance version of the Maverick called the Lobo. It comes standard with the 238 horsepower 2-liter EcoBoost 4-cylinder engine and all-wheel drive, but it also features sport-tuned steering and suspension that lowers the ride height by half an inch in the front and over a full inch in the rear. Ford snagged dual-piston front calipers from the Focus ST in Europe to enhance its brakes, the twin-clutch rear drive unit from the Bronco Sport to give it torque vectoring capability, and the cooling system from the Maverick's towing package, which includes a bigger radiator and fan and a transmission oil cooler. It also calibrated a special drive mode that it says improves cornering, grip, stability, and helps minimize understeer on the front-wheel drive-based truck. Unique accents, a new front fascia, and 19-inch wheels called turbofan highlight a few of the styling differences. The high-spec version of the Lobo, which includes heated seats and a steering wheel, adaptive cruise control, and trailer hitch and backup assist, can be ordered right now for just over $42,000, including destination charges. Another version without those features can be ordered before the end of the year for roughly $36,500, but both won't go on sale until early next year. And in other Ford news, it's offering an update to Mach-E GT owners that will make their EVs faster than a Tesla Model Y Performance or a Porsche Macan 4. The upgrade is available at purchase or via an OTA, and it unlocks an additional 100 pound-feet of torque through improvements to the powertrain control and thermal systems. That brings total output to 700 pound-feet of torque and 480 horsepower and drops the 0 to 60 time to 3.3 seconds. But it also comes with a price. It costs just under $1,000. All automakers want to unlock more value by offering subscription services and OTA upgrades, and this is just one way they'll do it. But those Mach-E owners are probably going to have to wait before they're able to plug in at a Tesla supercharger. Last week, the company extended the period to get a free NACS adapter because it was running into supply issues. Well, it just sent another letter to Ford EV owners saying they may see more delays of their CCS to NACS connector because it's still having supply issues and is trying to increase production. The current deadline to get a free adapter is the end of August.
Keeping your heart racing in and out of the gym. That's what really matters. Bridgestone Potenza Sport AS tires with a 50,000-mile limited warranty.
We've got earning reports for the last quarter coming in from all over the world, and let's start in Japan, where Toyota saw a 3% drop in global car sales. It sold 2.252 million vehicles, with most of the decline in sales coming from Japan itself. But Toyota shrugged off the drop in vehicle sales and brought in $78.7 billion in revenue, up a sharp 12%. And it posted an operating profit of $8.7 billion, up an even stronger 16.7%. Now over to Germany, where Toyota's biggest competitor, the Volkswagen Group, reported almost a 4% drop in sales. It sold 2.244 million vehicles, meaning it was 8,000 vehicles behind Toyota. Last year this time, the gap was 5,000 vehicles. VW AG saw its revenue rise 4% to 83 billion euros, meaning it brought in more revenue than Toyota. But VW's operating profit of 5.4 billion fell 2.4%. Sticking with Germany for the moment, BMW reported that it sold 618,000 vehicles, down a little over 1% in the second quarter. That's just cars and SUVs and doesn't include motorcycles. Its revenue came in at almost 37 billion euros, down just a fraction, and its operating profit of 3.8 billion euros dropped over 8%. And now let's cross the channel to England, where Jaguar Land Rover put in a surprisingly strong quarter. It sold over 97,000 vehicles, up 5%. That brought in over $9 billion in revenue, up more than 5%. And it posted $887 million in operating profits, up a staggering 59%. And it was an all-time record for the company. We think that's jolly good. And by the way, tomorrow we should have a decent idea of how new car sales did in the United States for the month of July. J.D. Power is forecasting that sales will be up 2.8% compared to a year ago. But one thing is going to bum out the car companies and their dealers. The Federal Reserve decided to leave the interest rates where they are, but hinted it could cut them next month. The auto industry is praying for a rate cut to bring down the cost of buying a new car and give a boost to car sales. Lucid was able to increase sales, but it got there by significantly cutting prices. However, it's about to get some fresh product that will bring in new customers. CEO Peter Rawlinson drove the first pre-production version of its first SUV, the Gravity, off its manufacturing line yesterday. The model is expected to launch before the end of the year with a starting price around $80,000. Tesla once had aspirations of making an even more extreme version of the Model S Plaid called the Plaid Plus, but not anymore. It feels like the Plaid has more than enough capability, and Elon Musk says the new Roadster will fill the void for something more extreme. The 2025 Cadillac Escalade went through a major refresh, and to get into all the details, we're going to have the chief engineer, Martin Hayes, on Autoline After Hours today. We invite you to pull up a chair and listen in when the show goes live at 3 p.m. Eastern Time on the Autoline website and on our YouTube channel. But that's it for this show, and I hope to see you later.
Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone, solutions for your journey. Intrepid Control Systems, over-the-air engineering boost your game. MEDC, where Michigan businesses are powering the future of mobility. And by Tejan Automotive Technologies, the formula for better mobility.
Michigan is leading the charge in mobility and innovation, and I can't think of a better state to be in.
There's nothing wrong with heavy metal.
Hey, lighten up.
But with world-class composite material, Teijin Automotive Technologies makes vehicles lighter, safer, and more eco-friendly.
Intrepid's NeoVi Pi, allowing automotive engineers to interface, capture, and monitor vehicle data using Raspberry Pi. As a matter of fact, it's the automotive industry's first robust platform for Raspberry Pi, featuring Intrepid CAN-FD technology and Raspberry Pi Compute Module. The NeoVi Pi is designed for automotive environments, allowing use with relative power ranges and applications. In addition, the NeoVi Pi enables you to use the Raspberry Pi for compute while avoiding additional development to adapt to network environments. That makes the NeoVi Pi powerful enough to solve your vehicle network problems, yet small enough to fit in your backpack. One of many Intrepid tools used for developing zonal architecture and software-defined vehicles.